This looks so weird. What is wrong with the color? Why is it so blown out? It's like so blown out. I don't know. I'm tired though. It is 3, I think, 06 a.m. November the It is November the 22nd, 2025. I am about to go ahead and finish working on 1250 podcast. It won't, oh, it will zoom in. Okay. Project Reach the World. Won't pan over. Okay. So let's just move the tripod. Okay. So what it is, you guys, it is your girl Cadillac. Yes, I'm Cadillac Dixon. I'm the drama like prison wife. I am the legally blind artist that is rapping and painting for justice. Hoping, because you got to hold your breath for justice. To see justice before our face to blink. Yes, it's your girl Cadillac. Anyways, guys, let's get to it. We are going to be finishing this drawing of 1250 podcast tonight. So I believe we're going to be on session number 5, if I'm not mistaken. No, this is 4, session 4 of Drawing 1250 podcast. He is the 3rd Project Reach the World drawing I am doing of 2025. Um, Hopefully, it's not the last of this year, but we don't have much time left. Project Reach the World this year met 20 years. It made 20 years that I've been drawing and using my art, all my different art forms to get through all my different dark storms, which the biggest dark storm has been the wrongful conviction of my husband. So today we're going to review a video that 1250 podcast did about a man that was wrongfully incarcerated. So we're going to play his video and I'm going to try to finish up his drawing. So this is not my video. I'm just reviewing it for entertainment, educational, and, you know, discussion and things like that purposes. This is all just my thoughts and opinions.
Our main topic of
Okay, I'm trying to get to, sorry, this iPhone going to bed for real. But I'm trying to, because I need 2 phones. I'm recording on this one, of course. So I need to bring up the picture. But it's not playing in the little.
and our main topic of today is a man who was in Tulsa over 2 decades ago and was charged with a crime he knew he did not commit. Because of things like this, because of the pressure that is put upon them,
This may not work because I'm trying to bring up the picture and I don't know, this older phone is not letting me have the picture up while, because I need to look at the picture. I can't draw from my memory. So that's the picture of him that I'm doing. I might have to go get my sister's phone. Then she gonna trip. I don't know. She has an issue with me borrowing her phone. Oh, I remember how I had to do it. I had to share the picture to my community page, and then I was able to see it on the community page because it won't do the screen to screen. And look how it just loads. Oh, it just loads in between each button that I press. Okay, so let's go to YouTube. We're going to share his picture that I'm drawing on my community page. There. And then once I share it, see how it's loading forever? Told y'all my Wi-Fi is going to bed. I actually hope this is actually recording good because it could be all pixelated because I have issues with the service. It's taking a million years. Come on, I'm sleepy. And I actually pulled through enough to get up and draw. That's not usual. So I would either have to finish the drawing without reviewing his video, or I'm gonna have to go in there and beg my sister to borrow her phone so that we can hear the video and I can see the picture to draw. So that would mean I would need phones, 3 phones at this time, at this point. Come on. I might have to step out because there's a little bit more Wi-Fi. Let me go stand by the router. So aggravating. But this is what I have to go through. I'll be back. Okay, she let me borrow it. So now we just are going to try to play it on this one. So I gotta take this one off of the I gotta get this one off of Bluetooth. It's just going to bed. It's not working. So let's connect this one to Bluetooth. Okay. Think we might be in business now, I hope. I'm getting rather tired. I want to eat and go to sleep, which is not good for me because I should not be going to sleep right after I eat, but I'm tired and I'm hungry. Okay, 1250 podcast. I couldn't find it that way. Let's go to my community page because I shared his video. I shared several to my community page. Anytime you go to my community page, it's always the videos that are inspirational to me. Okay, I'm not finding that. I'll scroll. Oh, here it is. No, that's not one. That's the. Okay. Man receives huge payout for this. It's on the community page there. Let's go.
Watch out for the following symptoms of high blood pressure. 1. Joint pain. 2.
Day. And our main topic of today.
Okay, let's get it.
Our main topic of today. And our main topic of today is a man who was in Tulsa over 2 decades ago and was charged with a crime he knew he did not commit. Because of things like this, because of the pressure that is put upon them to fill these beds in these prisons.
Remember that saying? I can't remember what YouTuber said it, but girl, he said the more they get the more bread, the more heads they lay in a bed. Girl, for real.
They do these type of things. And it happens time and time and time and time again. So with that being said, man, let's get on over here to this story in this video.
Okay, let's get started.
To pay a whopping $26 million to a man wrongfully convicted of rape and spent decades in prison because of it. News Channel 8's Boat Novel reports on this.
Now, I don't care how many millions, it is never enough for what they take in. My husband is wrongfully incarcerated and has been for the last 23 plus years. He, when I do content with him, his name is one of many because he is just one of many. And we did a video together reviewing is so many million enough for the time that they've taken from you. And no amount can repay what they take. They've taken a priceless thing from you, your life, your family, you can't pay that back. You can't even attempt to pay it back at all. Oh shoot, every time I pause, her thing is gonna go and ask me for the password.
Circumstances that led to this massive settlement. Bert.
A devastating portrait of injustice. That's how Henry Jamerson's lawyer describes his case. The story of a man who was told time and again that the crucial evidence in his case, which could prove his innocence, no longer existed, only to find out it actually did.
I said, I don't be playing around with freedom.
When we interviewed him back in April, Henry Jamerson had just filed an 89-page lawsuit in federal court after spending decades behind bars following a wrongful conviction in the 1991 rape of a 16-year-old.
All of it is shot.
Wrongful convictions usually take no less than decades to get out of.
Attorney Dan Smolin is Jamerson's lawyer, who meticulously laid out the tangled web of jaw-dropping allegations of wrongdoing by the police department, the DA's office, and the city, even the current police chief.
I think he definitely knew.
Knew, he says, that authorities had the DNA evidence from Jamerson's case.
They know what they're doing. They know. They know these people are innocent. And then when they bring them back up on motions and stuff, that's why I think they make it harder when they really know you're innocent, because they don't ever want the cat out the bag.
Even though time and again, when Jamerson asked to have it tested, he was told it no longer existed. Quote, "We decline your request to inspect the Tulsa Police Department laboratory and/or property room to search for a piece of evidence that we are certain we have destroyed."
They had maintained that it had been looked for. They had looked at everywhere possible, that it couldn't be found, that they were certain that it didn't exist anymore.
The DA's office, he says, jumped on the bandwagon.
So if you notice, all they're doing is really just take my word for it and not really having to prove anything.
There is no reason to doubt the city of Tulsa's diligence in failing to locate petitioner's evidence.
That's statements that they made to a court in the Tulsa County Courthouse during evidentiary hearings.
And city legal, no better, he says.
It's been destroyed. The city on letterhead wrote from the legal department, we're not gonna go look for something that we're certain has been destroyed.
But lo and behold, after a
So this man was sitting in prison for a wrongful conviction of SA on,
One of the worst things you could be wrong for.
YouTube. I don't want to say the M word, but under 18, of a young female under 18. Now, I know y'all probably heard stories about how they treat individuals of that nature who's serving time for them type of crimes.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I don't know if I haven't been to prison, right? I know people who have, right? I know people who have been to prison with that type of stuff on their jacket, and they made it out. Now, from what I hear a lot of the times is that it's a lot of pressure put upon those type of individuals who are in prison for them type of crimes. They do a lot of things to them individuals. Now, mind you, he was in there for over 2 decades for this crime.
That's 3 decades.
In which he did not
Over 3
commit.
decades, ain't it?
He did not commit this crime.
From 91 to 2001. That's 2001 is when my husband was wrongfully incarcerated. Yeah, so it has to be because wrongfully arrested. My husband was wrongfully arrested in 2001, just 2 months after getting off of bed rest from having our daughter. So that's 10 years prior to my husband being wrongfully incarcerated. So we're coming up on 24 years of my husband's wrongful conviction, which means this man's would have been 34 years ago that he was wrongfully incarcerated. That's a long time.
In there for 2 decades for it.
3+
Who knows what he went through mentally, physically, and
Knowing you
emotionally.
being punished for
Now,
something
money
you
don't
do.
cure everything.
Mm-mm.
It may pacify things, but it will not cure everything.
Mm-mm.
That man went through a lot. I don't know what all he went through, but I can only imagine what he went through. Sitting there all that time, knowing that he did not commit that crime, knowing that they had the evidence to exonerate him.
And then knowing that nobody will help you. Nobody sees you, nobody cares. People think you're just lying, just making excuses. Yeah.
And they kept trying to tell him they didn't have it.
They lied.
They kept
You
trying
knew-
to tell
you
him
knew
they didn't
that.
have the evidence
You
to
knew that.
exonerate him. And they had it the whole time. How would that make you feel?
Oh,
Drop
man.
down in the comment section. Let me know how you will feel about that.
And
And you just sitting there.
I left so many comments on that video. And then when I go back to the video, allegedly all my comments are gone. So I think they allegedly filtered them all out after my little carpal tunnel hands took forever trying to chime me in. So I know firsthand this experience of what people go through being wrongfully incarcerated. See, most people see these stories and just think, oh my gosh, that's a freak occurrence. Like, what would you do if you were in that situation? Well, I know what really happens because my husband is in that situation. So I left a lot of comments, but then when I went back, most of them were gone. So that's why I said, let me just stop commenting. But it's so hard. I know they don't really want my voice to be heard. They don't want stories like mine to be broken about wrongful convictions and what it does to the family. When they wrongfully convicted my husband, they wrongfully incarcerated myself and my husband and our daughter together. All of us were wrongfully incarcerated. But they don't want us to be heard or anyone like us, allegedly.
To them individuals. Now, mind you, he was in there for over 2 decades for this crime in which he did not commit. He did not commit this crime.
And your tax dollars paid for it, allegedly. How did they keep your neighborhood safe through this wrongful incarceration or any other wrongful incarceration?
But he was in there for 2 decades for it. Who knows what he went through mentally, physically, and emotionally. Now, money don't cure everything. It may pacify things, but it will not cure everything. That man went through a lot. I don't know what all he went through, but I can only imagine what he went through. Sitting there all that time, knowing that he did.
And you know what? I love that. You see how he's putting himself, though he said he's never been to prison, but he's putting himself in the shoes and imagining what it would be like if you were in prison for something you did not do. That is all I ask. That's all I ask every day. Please, please realize it could be you. Please help us. It could be you. It could be you. It could be your family member. This is a lonely, hurtful feeling. My phone is unaliving itself. How much battery I got? 15%. So it might just cut off abruptly. But let me put this in here real quick. Hey, what if it was you? Hey, you were up the road and gone for some you didn't do. And it'd be decades before you get back home. Hey, what if it was you that were taken from your kids? Now they life you're missing. Your lucky stars, you better thank them. The gene in this wicked system. Cause Lord knows that it could have been. Yeah, it could have been you. It's your girl Cadillac.
that crime, knowing that they had the evidence to exonerate him. And they kept trying to tell him they didn't have it. They kept trying to tell him they didn't have the evidence to exonerate him. And they had it the whole time.
They probably thought they already destroyed
How would
that
it make you
evidence,
feel?
allegedly.
Drop down in the comment section. Let me know how you will feel about that. And you just sitting there, feeling helpless.
You are helpless. You are.
But let's keep going, man.
Are you getting the runaround from workers' comp after your
Yeah,
work injury?
definitely
You're not alone.
helpless.
A lot of injured workers are stuck.
In your legal battle, Smolin got a
This is
court
why
order
I
to
was
search the
telling-
property room himself. And within just a few hours,
It was surreal. It was surreal that we had found it. It was surreal that
So-
we'd been lied to for so long about the existence of it. It was shocking that Henry had been asking for this and denied the
I
opportunity
wouldn't be shocked.
over decades to have had an opportunity to get out of prison for a crime that he had nothing to do with.
That's
Yeah.
frustrating, man. You know, especially you go to prison for a crime you didn't do, spend all that time, 24 years in prison.
Jamerson could have gotten out sooner, but stood his ground, maintaining his innocence.
They want me to take parole, and I keep turning it down because you take parole, you can't file no lawsuit on them. That means that you take parole, that's saying that you did guilty of that crime. So I didn't mess with it.
And now,
Yeah, they would rather you say you did something you didn't than to tell the truth that, hey, I'm wrongfully incarcerated. They probably would let, if my husband just admitted to this alleged crime that didn't even happen, it's fabricated, they made this up. But if he just said he did it, most likely he could get free faster than fighting for his innocence. And right now we're running out of time because his wrongful conviction is coming to an end. He has about 12 more years of wrongful conviction to do. And after that, they've gotten all that time out of him. What can you do after that? I guess he could, once out, he can sit and fight for repayment for what they took, but that would take a lifetime as well. Once he's free, I mean, at this point, we ain't even, there's not even the option of being repaid for what was taken from us. I just want him home. Just let him go. You got enough time out of him. You've destroyed us for long enough. Let him go. Just let him go. But they won't.
Any of y'all would have took that parole?
I mean, just like, I got another song. It's just like the plea. The first thing, most likely, you're going to go to trial if you're innocent. And many people, all they do is try to get you to take the plea. And they say, oh, you took the plea, so you guilty. But many people take it because they know they can't win against this system, allegedly. So I wrote a verse about that. If you accused in a crime, you better take the plea. You ain't got no money, you better take the plea. Ain't got a good lawyer, you better take the plea. Hey, take that from me. You take it to trial to see up Shit's Creek. Here's your girl Cadillac. Yes, that is not legal advice, but that's save your advice. So just like people take the plea for stuff they did not do, because it's really like being caught in a bear trap and you trying to salvage how much of your life you can. Many people would just take that parole because they see the system. They see the injustice allegedly. They know this stuff is stacked up and rigged up and everything against an innocent person. That they know that might be their last lifeline to get out. But he stood his ground. And he got out, but that's not usual. That is very, 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 that's very uncommon. Just like Taylor House Publishing was, same charges, was wrongfully arrested, but he beat his charges, which is very not common at all. He was wrongfully accused, but rightfully acquitted. That's his book. That's not usual. Not too many people contend against this system and win, allegedly, being innocent. But y'all believe that, you know, if you were found guilty, you have to be guilty because they don't put innocent people in prison. Keep believing it. Keep on believing that.
How many of y'all would have said, you know what? I'm gonna go ahead.
At this point, Florida don't have no parole. But I'm gonna tell you from Marcello's experience, I'm a guess, and from my experience of looking and fighting in this system for an innocent man, if Florida had parole, I would say Marcello would take it. At this point, he'll just say, heck, I did it, so that he can just get out. Because it ain't no proof in your innocence. They got too much stacked up against you. You need help. You need a community. This is why I've gotten nowhere in over 2 decades with this issue. Because I need a community. I need an army fighting with me. But I'm on the battlefield alone. And you need plenty of money. You need plenty of money to put into this system, allegedly, just like a slot machine. You only get out of it what you put into it. Or a vending machine, you put money in, then you get something out, allegedly. All alleged.
And take that parole. That man said, I'm standing on my belief in the fact that I know I'm going to get up out of here one day. And when I get up out of here, I am going to sue the socks off of these people.
That is why
But
they don't want to let people out that's innocent, because they know it would be, and these y'all tax dollars, y'all like funding this allegedly.
I do that if I take parole, because that is admittance of guilt. See, this is what the system do to you.
Mm-hmm.
This is what they do to you.
Sure is.
They will trump up your charges to where you feel you have no win. And the only win that you have is to break and conform to what they want you to conform to and admit to something you didn't even do just to get rid of it, just to get past it, just to get out of the way.
The way Marcello's crime specialist said is like if you had, you can't even say this anymore, but the big C, and it was in your arm. And if I was your doctor and I didn't advise you to cut your arm off and it spread, and later you were deleted, because you can't even say that no more. I can't say the true words he said. You were deleted from it. Would I be a good doctor? Marcello said no. He said, Marcello, are you gonna take the 17 years plea? Marcello said, I can't take 17 years for something I didn't do. He said, Marcello, you have about a 5% chance of winning at trial. And they had no evidence, no fingerprints, no weapon they charging him with. They had no eyewitnesses. They had nothing, but they claim he only had a 5% chance of winning. That is because that's how much a BLK man has a chance of winning in trial, even if innocent. He said, Marcello, so are you going to take the 17 years plea? He said, I can't take 17 years for what I didn't do. And Marcello was only 20 at the time. He said, all right then, kiss your daughter goodbye. And from that time, that was the day before trial, 2002, our daughter was 9 months old. Our daughter is 24 years old. And our 3-year-old granddaughter will be almost 17 years old once my husband is released from his wrongful conviction. We wish if he had took the plea, he would have been out before she even graduated high school. He missed kindergarten graduation, high school graduation, tech school graduation, college graduation. She's about to graduate from nursing school. He's about to miss that next year. He missed the birth of our granddaughter. He missed the birth of our grandson. He missed our daughter's first step, first words, our granddaughter's first step, first words. And he just missed our grandson learning how to walk. Just this month, he missed his first step and first words. All behind a alleged crime that never happened. Nobody injured, nobody hurt, no evidence, no weapon. Charge him with a weapon so we can escalate this from 10 years to 40. And we ain't got to produce no evidence. And we can send him away and put him away and nobody will ever notice because he's a young BLK boy that nobody cares about. Nobody's ever gonna question us because he's the least of the least. Nobody cares about him. Only that crazy girl. She the only one hollering, but don't nobody listen to her. No way. She'll never break that story. He'll never be free. We have nothing to worry about, allegedly. It's about to cut off soon. It's about 4 more minutes. I hope my phone lasts. It's on 9% of battery.
That is what this system do.
He's right.
That is what this system is breaded on.
Mm-hmm.
But let's keep going.
Now, that patience has paid off to the tune of $26 million. And one outstanding question: will there be any actual fallout within the agencies that led to this calamity?
I think there needs to be fallout from it.
No.
The entire detective
They're not gonna change
division
it.
at the
They're not
Tulsa
trying
Police
to change
Department needs radical change.
Attorney Smolin released a statement today saying in part, Mayor Nichols and the city council saved Tulsa taxpayers millions. If a jury had heard how Mr. Jamerson's conviction was based on coerced testimony and how the government...
They make them, that's Marcello's case too, but I'm about to run out of time and battery. We might continue tomorrow. But you heard how much that could have been saved from your tax dollars that you don't want single mothers to have to feed their children. I became a single mother because they took my husband and put him in prison wrongfully. And I needed those same tax dollars to feed my family, but I would not have been a single mother by force, not choice. To all my single mothers out there by force, not choice. Hey, know that you can make it, but the choice is yours if you never give, never throw in the towel. Just keep your head up, you'll make it out somehow. Never would have been a single mother by force, not choice, had you not allegedly broke our family before we can even start our family. But your tax dollars and my tax dollars, allegedly, millions, he said, could have been saved and could have went to other stuff. Think about all the people that are wrongfully incarcerated. I told you the stats of those wrongfully incarcerated. Those are millions being placed on people that should not even be in prison. But you want to cut food alleged assistance. You think that's the way to save? How about let innocent people out of prison? Can save you a lot.
Or concealed the pertinent DNA evidence for years, the verdict would have likely been astronomical.
Before Done For You tax, my bookkeeping was a mess, and it honestly kind of gave me headaches every.
Man, so there you have it, man. This man was wrongfully convicted of an SA of a person under 18 years old, which was a female. He served
and guess
multiple
what else they
decades
did?
inside of.
Because they had the wrong person allegedly incarcerated. You know what they did? They allowed the real perpetrator to stay on the street. So y'all tax dollars allegedly paid to keep a artist on the street. He got away with it for 34 years. And there's no way you can tell me he did not offend again while he was out free from doing unthinkable. And while your alleged tax dollars held someone innocent in prison. I know that's why I don't get no views. Everybody tell me, Keita, let that stuff go. You want your YouTube to grow, you gonna have to let it go. It's hard, y'all. It really is. It's hard. It's part of my life. My life was destroyed behind this. My husband's like destroyed behind this. Our daughter broken behind this. Generations they destroyed, and that's just our family. So put those families in perspective of all the people wrongfully incarcerated. How many lives totally in this country have been destroyed behind this? And how much have you contributed to this? If you're not helping to stop it, your alleged ignorance of it is what's upholding it. It's what's keeping it intact. So you're actively contributing to this. You're selfish. You're selfishly doing it because you want to be safe. Because you care more about your safety than what's right. But you don't realize you would be more safer if they were doing the right things. Arresting the right person. Not hiding evidence, allegedly. Not destroying evidence. If you bring it to trial and the person's found innocent, just let them be found innocent. You don't have to take the videotapes like they did, the surveillance cameras in my husband's case that could have 100% proved and there would have been no reasonable doubt. Why would you do that? You're supposed to be finding the truth. Verdict means truth. You're not just supposed to be getting a conviction. Finding the truth. The truth could very well be the person is innocent. The truth could be they're guilty. But that's the whole purpose in a trial, to find the truth.
Off from early parole, he chose not to take it because he knew once he took it that he could not sue, because that was admittance of guilt. And his whole time he professed that he was innocent. And the whole time they had the evidence in the evidence locker or the evidence room.
And I'm sure he reached out to everybody asking for assistance, and everybody did this. You're lying. There's no way. Stop making excuses. You're just a criminal.
That proved his innocence. And he kept asking, he kept begging, he kept pleading, and they said that they destroyed it. They did not have it. It was not there. But my question is, if you are doing your job and you are doing your job properly, because that should be making...
Oh, even when they do the wrong thing, they still call it doing their job. That's crazy, right?
sure that you get the right person. Making sure that you get the right person for the crime that was committed. Why would you not want to test that DNA?
Because they knew from the beginning. Allegedly.
What incentive do you have to not test the DNA to make sure
allegedly
that you get the right person? That lets you know they don't care about getting the right person.
Yeah.
They only care about getting a conviction
the book.
and filling the prison beds.
Boom.
So that they can reach
Case
their
closed.
quota in the contract that they make with private prisons
100,
and those who run them.
Yes.
That's all that they care about. They don't care about whether or not they got the right person.
That was the one thing. People are misled to think that only allegedly private prisons are making money off of this. The states are making hand over fist type money. And don't forget the third-party vendors, allegedly the overpriced food. Oh, the vending machines they just put into visitation. It's getting cold. We got to pay to send our loved ones certain boots and thermals and everything. The hygiene, everything is overpriced, way overpriced. We're in inflation out here. We can't even hardly send our loved ones nothing. But guess what? We love them, so we gonna figure it out. The food that is causing health problems, allegedly, overprocessed. Oh, y'all remember that video that I did, allegedly, they're feeding our loved ones not for human food. And everybody told me it didn't matter because they're criminals and they shouldn't have never did what they did. And I tried to warn people that innocent people are there. What if you found your innocent self, allegedly, in there eating not for human food and you didn't do anything? Would you keep the same energy? Would you have the same energy that you have now when it's not you? Because it could be you, just a spin of the wheel. Just thank God it wasn't you, because it could have been. It could have been you.
Do they care about the victim or the victim's family? They only care about them being able to climb the ladder.
Yeah, promotions.
And them covering their...
Everybody promoted off of my husband's wrongful conviction. Yeah.
Oh.
It's allegedly a game. The game of life. But it's more like a chess game, allegedly.
Maliceness. And covering themselves from their mistakes.
And they're not mistakes.
And then when they do get caught with their hand in the cookie jar,
everybody makes
it's swept under the rug.
Yeah.
No one is held accountable.
Nope.
Nothing is done about it.
Nope. And then it happens to the next person and the next
But
person.
hey, that is our government system and that's how it operates.
Yeah.
Now, with that being said, at this point, I ain't got too much more to say, but I would love to know how you guys feel about this. You can let me know how you feel about this by dropping down in the comment section, comment, and also hit that like button. I highly appreciate it, man. It goes a long way. So if you can do that for me, please do that, and also hit that subscribe and notification bell and turn on all notifications.
Y'all, please support him. I've been watching his channel for a minute, and just viewing his. Well, guys, the phone unalived itself. So, what I was saying, if this is recording, I don't know. Sometimes it doesn't come with sound, or sometimes it just doesn't translate once it, the phone unalives itself. But what I was saying was, y'all, please go subscribe, like, engage, and support 1250 podcast. Because what I noticed, I've been following him ever since the case of what is the guy's name? Why can't I think? Oh, Carmelo Anthony. Right? Ever since that case, I've been following his page. And I've seen his everything kind of go down. When you talking about this type of stuff, it's almost like all your content just takes a hit because of it. They don't want, allegedly, this cat out of the bag. It's too much at stake. Too many people whose careers, it's too much. They don't want to make this right. So this is why this has been the fight of my life. But we need more content creators like that. That, yes, I may never be monetized, but I want my voice to be heard. We need more people like that. All right, guys. It's your girl, Cadillac.